Welcome to the Building a Chicken Coop podcast with Bob Keene. Building a chicken house. As you go about the process of building a chicken house, it's likely that you're going to come across some questions you have about the process. It's important that you take some time before building a chicken house to increase your knowledge so you have a clear understanding of what you should be doing to ensure the chicken house you build is optimal to meet your needs. Here are the main things to know about building a chicken house. Size impacts eggs laid. One of the biggest factors that will impact how many eggs your chickens lay over the course of time is how large of a chicken house you have built. If the chickens at all feel like they're crowded in, they're not going to be laying eggs optimally. Ideally, if you plan to have more than 7 birds, you should opt for a larger chicken house. This will help ensure that they are happy and have plenty of room to move around. If you are having fewer than 3 birds, then you can very easily go with a smaller coop, which will cover your needs effectively. Lighting is important. Another thing you'll want to give some consideration to while building your chicken house is how much lighting will be available. Ideally, you want to set the chicken house up in a spot that maximizes the morning sunlight. Think about the direction you're going to point the house and make sure the windows are placed accordingly. If you're in an area that does not get all that much natural light, then you will want to consider putting in an electrical source of light to make them more comfortable. Don't forget the ground floor. Many times people get so caught up with what they're going to build the chicken coop out of that, believe it or not, they forget to consider the ground floor. There are a variety of different materials you can build the ground floor out of, so think about which is going to work best while building a chicken house to meet your needs. If you live in a wet climate, a sawdust ground floor is not going to be nearly as good as a sand floor would, which will drain much better. Consider local animals. Finally, the last thing you must think about is any local animals, that frequently come through the area. If any of them are predatory, you're going to need to make sure that you have a well-built cage around the coop to prevent them from becoming a problem and potentially trying to get at your chickens. Since this will have a large impact on their overall safety, it's something not to overlook. So be sure you keep these tips in mind while building a chicken